Hi friends. Welcome to Content Factory. Today I am talking about bee. Bees are winged insects closely related to wasps and ants, known for their roles in pollination and, in the case of the best-known bee species, the western honey bee, for producing honey. Bees are a monophyletic lineage within the superfamily Apoidea. They are presently considered a clade, called Anthophila. There are over 16,000 known species of bees in 7 recognized biological families. Some species, including honey bees, bumblebees, and stingless bees, live socially in colonies, while most species, including mason bees, carpenter bees, leafcutter bees, and sweat bees, are solitary. Bees feed on nectar and pollen, the former primarily as an energy source and the latter primarily for protein and other nutrients. Most pollen is used as food for their larvae. Vertebrate predators of bees include primates and birds such as bee-eaters. Insect predators include beewolves and dragonflies. Bee pollination is important both ecologically and commercially, and the decline in wild bees has increased the value of pollination by commercially managed hives of honey bees. The analysis of 353 wild bee and hoverfly species across Britain from 1980 to 2013 found the insects have been lost from a quarter of the places they inhabited in 1980. Honey is a natural product produced by bees and stored for their own use, but its sweetness has always appealed to humans. Before domestication of bees was even attempted, humans were raiding their nests for their honey. Smoke was often used to subdue the bees, and such activities are depicted in rock paintings in Spain dated to 15,000 BC. Honey bees are used commercially to produce honey. They also produce some substances used as dietary supplements with possible health benefits: pollen, propolis, and royal jelly, though all of these can also cause allergic reactions. Bees differ from closely related groups such as wasps by having branched or plume-like setae, combs on the forelimbs for cleaning their antennae, small anatomical differences in limb structure, and the venation of the hind wings, and in females, by having the 7th dorsal abdominal plate divided into 2 half-plates. Bees may be solitary or may live in various types of communities. Eusociality appears to have originated from at least 3 independent origins in halictid bees. The most advanced of these are species with eusocial colonies. These are characterized by cooperative brood care and a division of labor into reproductive and non-reproductive adults, plus overlapping generations. This division of labor creates specialized groups within eusocial societies which are called castes. In some species, groups of cohabiting females may be sisters, and if there is a division of labor within the group, they are considered semisocial. The group is called eusocial if, in addition, the group consists of a mother as the queen and her daughters as workers. When the castes are purely behavioral alternatives, with no morphological differentiation other than size, the system is considered primitively eusocial, as in many paper wasps. When the castes are morphologically discrete, the system is considered highly eusocial. Most other bees, including familiar insects such as carpenter bees, leafcutter bees, and mason bees, are solitary in the sense that every female is fertile, and typically inhabits a nest she constructs herself. There is no division of labor, so these nests lack queens and worker bees for these species. Solitary bees typically produce neither honey nor beeswax. Bees collect pollen to feed their young, and have the necessary adaptations to do this. However, certain wasp species such as pollen wasps have similar behaviors, and a few species of bees scavenge from carcasses to feed their offspring. Solitary bees are important pollinators. They gather pollen to provision their nests with food for their brood. Often it is mixed with nectar to form a paste-like consistency. Some solitary bees have advanced types of pollen-carrying structures on their bodies. Very few species of solitary bee are being cultured for commercial pollination. Most of these species belong to a distinct set of genera which are commonly known by their nesting behavior or preferences, namely, carpenter bees, sweat bees, mason bees, plasterer bees, squash bees, dwarf carpenter bees, leafcutter bees, alkali bees, and digger bees. The life cycle of a bee, be it a solitary or social species, involves the laying of an egg, the development through several molts of a legless larva, a pupation stage, during which the insect undergoes complete metamorphosis, followed by the emergence of a winged adult. The number of eggs laid by a female during her lifetime can vary from 8 or less in some solitary bees, to more than 1 million in highly social species. Most solitary bees and bumblebees in temperate climates overwinter as adults or pupae and emerge in spring when increasing numbers of flowering plants come into bloom. The males usually emerge first and search for females with which to mate. Like the other members of Hymenoptera, bees are haplodiploid. The sex of a bee is determined by whether or not the egg is fertilized. After mating, a female stores the sperm and determines which sex is required at the time each individual egg is laid, fertilized eggs producing female offspring and unfertilized eggs, males. Tropical bees may have several generations in a year and no diapause stage. The image of a community of honey bees has been used from ancient to modern times, in Aristotle and Plato, in Virgil and Seneca, in Erasmus and Shakespeare, Tolstoy, and by political and social theorists such as Bernard Mandeville and Karl Marx as a model for human society. In English folklore, bees would be told of important events in the household, in a custom known as telling the bees. Subscribe this channel to get more informative videos.